All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Flyer Faithful, the first episode of a new podcast featuring myself, James Torillo, and my co-host Nick Volpe. Nick, how we doing?
Dude, it is great to get back in the podcasting swing. You know what I
It
mean? It's been
is.
a few weeks since I've done something.
I know it's been forever.
It's so sad.
We have Nick on Peyton Corners, our wiffle ball podcast here at the JT Sports Network, but it has been a minute since I've even seen you. How are you?
So blessed to be back.
Let's go.
So
And
blessed to be
Flyers
here.
Hockey only so on it.
I didn't see the Coots post.
Less than 2 weeks until Flyers hockey.
Less than 2 weeks until the first game of the season too. Panthers Blackhawks, I believe.
We play the Panthers our first game.
I know. That's a tough 2-game stretch.
Did you see our first few games?
Not good. Bad.
Oh my gosh.
What
did we do? What did we do?
It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's ridiculous. We got the Panthers. I think, do we have Tampa in those first few games?
We have Panthers and Carolina. If we
Carolina just put BTA on us
every time.
Single time we play.
If we can get
4 times a
if
year.
we can get 1 point out of those 2 games, that's a win. That's a win.
1 point in 2 games? I don't know. It depends what your expectations are for the Flyers this year, and that's something we can talk about. What are your expectations for the Flyers? What's a floor and what's a ceiling for Philadelphia?
So I was way too high last year.
Oh, me too.
We were way too high.
Oh yeah.
So my ceiling is probably 4th. My floor is 6th. I'm hoping between 4 and 6. And I see them playing like 2 years ago. They will play till the last game. This year will not be over. Like last year, it was like 8 games, 10 games back, and they were done.
Yeah.
They're gonna play till the end this year.
I like that. Similar ceiling, I would say. Ceiling 4th place in the division, like 90 points.
90 points is fair.
And then floor, I'd say 7, just because
That's
they've
fair.
been in that 7th to 8th, 6th to 8th range, like for like years now.
I don't think they're gonna be. I think the Penguins are gonna be last. I don't think we're gonna be dead
I would
last.
love that.
I would love that.
I would love that.
I don't think we're gonna be last, but so blessed to see it.
That's all right. That's all right. But speaking of this guy right here, this guy getting knocked on his butt by Giroux, I saw something. I think it might have been I forget who posted it. Sorry for the person I can't give him credit, but they looked back to 2 years ago, and our guy Trevor Zegras, when he was with Anaheim, had a little bit of beef with Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Now I would love for that rivalry to reunite.
It'd be pretty cool.
Philly versus Pittsburgh. That would be nice.
I need like real rivalries back in sports so bad.
I know.
They need to come back.
When was the last time we had a heated Penguins versus Flyers game? 2018.
Wow, man.
It's been way too long. And that was the last time we had a home playoff game. That is unacceptable. So, if you want to give a little introduction of ourselves, why we're Flyer fans?
Sure. You want to?
Y'all go first. I'm James, JT, whatever. I've been a Flyers fan since I was 4 years old, so 2009. I remember watching games with my dad from a very young age. Rarely ever missed a game from elementary school to now. My favorite player of all time is the GOAT, Zach Ronaldo. So, Zach, if you're seeing this, you want to come on the show, I mean, hey, invite's open.
Fly out,
Just say, yeah, we'll fly out.
We'll pay the tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Zach Ronaldo, if you're seeing this, man, just comment. I'm sure he's watching right now, of course.
It's gotta be.
But yeah, he's my favorite player.
What else would Zach Ronaldo be doing right now?
Probably like punching a tree or something. I don't know. But
punching trees, eating nails for breakfast.
I loved how tough he was. Dude, I saw something. I never heard of this. I consider myself Zach Ronaldo's biggest fan. But I learned something new about him a few weeks ago.
Do tell.
And that I never knew. It was an Instagram post that he collaborated on with like another Philly Flyers Instagram account, right? And it was like a highlight of him like hitting people, like stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And somebody commented like, "I'll never forgive the NHL for forcing him to retire because he wouldn't take steroids." And I'm like, okay, all right. And Zach Ronaldo replied to it and said, "Facts." I'm not kidding. I am so serious. I was like, what? And so I looked it up. I did a bit of research, and there's rumors that that's true. And if Zach Ronaldo like replied to it and said facts, I don't think he'd make that up. That's insane.
That's crazy.
And it's not even like Zach Ronaldo. Now, no disrespect to my GOAT, but like it's not like he was the best player on the ice. He was more of like a physical.
He's a brute. Is what you need.
Exactly.
You need a guy like that.
Exactly, and you need a guy like that. But why would they ask him to take steroids if he's already the toughest and strongest guy on the ice and he was beating people up without steroids? Why would they ask him to do that?
They wanted to on ice Brock Lesnar.
I guess, dude. Imagine Zach Ronaldo on steroids.
It's terrible.
He could kill somebody.
He probably already did.
He probably did.
He probably
exactly.
did. We just don't know anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Forcing a guy to retire because you wouldn't take steroids? I don't. Now, I guess technically we don't know if it's 100% true, but it's hard to not believe when Zach Ronaldo kind of confirmed it. It's insane. So, Zach, if you're seeing this, sorry about that. You're welcome on Flyer Faithful anytime you'd like. But, yeah, you want to give yourself a little introduction?
Sure, I guess so. Yeah, Nick, of course. You already said that. Born again Flyers fan because I did tell you I did used to watch hockey and they were my team. I did tell you that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember I was probably the last time I watched them before coming back. I guess like 2013-ish, 2014-ish maybe. So like if I really dig deep, I mean of course I remember Giroux, Simmons, Voracek. I remember those guys, but like I want to say I fell out because I feel like nobody I knew watched hockey. Nobody I knew except you now.
Yeah.
Watches hockey, and that got me back into it. That was the first game we went to 3 years ago. Was it Carolina or was it
Carolina? Yeah, we lost
4-3?
4-3.
4-3?
4-3 or 3-2.
It was a one-goal
4-3.
game. It was a one-goal game.
It was a one-goal game. We were up 2-1 after the first. We lost by 1. We gave up a goal
Yep.
like 5 minutes left. That was your first game back.
Yep.
That was like October 30th of 2020.
And once I saw them lose, I was fucking hooked. I was like, I'm back. I was like, this is so much. This sport live is better than any other sport you can go to live.
Great.
It's
great.
I mean, I've only been to 2 football games at MetLife Stadium, so not the best crowd, not the best place to go to for football games. However, watching hockey live is just so much different than any other sport. Especially getting that ground level, feeling the chill of the ice is a different sport, man.
We gotta tell them about the game, another game against the Hurricanes that you and I went to this past year when we were in like the 4th row.
So blessed.
So we're college students, so we get the student rush tickets for $20. $20. That's it. So we go down for warm-ups. We're like on the glass, basically on the Flyer side where they're warming up. I think we actually met them. Not that it matters, but we're down there watching them warm up. Warm-ups end. They go back. We're just chilling there. We're like, you know what? Let's just sit down.
Let's just sit down.
We sit in the 5th row, I think it was, right behind the penalty boxes. We're just chilling, expecting, eventually when the game starts, these will be somebody's seats because it's the 5th row right behind the penalty box. How could someone not be sitting there? And so eventually, someone's like, these are seats. We're like, all right.
Dude, we moved up or we moved back one?
We moved up one. So we move up one, and nobody tells us anything. We sat there the whole game.
You know what? We kept having to get up because they walked through.
Oh yeah,
they didn't.
We were like, "Hey, you're good. You're
good."
And the whole row was filled except those 2 seats.
It's crazy.
So either somehow those are the only 2 seats in the row that weren't taken, or someone, shout out to this person that we'll never know,
that did not show up to the game.
Didn't show up to the game or did and saw us sitting there. And we're like, I'll just find another seat. Shout out to that person.
Now
that person exists.
Now that you say that, I feel bad because if they did that, I feel kind of bad now.
Well, they should have.
They should have said something.
Said something like, "Hey, these are seats," and we would have just went up.
That was the second time I moved down that year.
Yeah, it was funny because the whole time we were like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm hungry. No.
We are not.
We're not moving.
Remember, we were in that. I think we were behind Nolan.
Yes, and they kicked us out. Yes,
and we moved closer.
I forgot about that.
We moved closer.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We were sitting behind Lou Nolan, the PA announcer, and we're like a few rows behind him, and they were like, "Yo, you can't sit here. You got to move." Because I guess there's those seats in that section is like reserved for VIP.
Before you finish that thought, I will add to that Nolan box the second time after you finish this because.
Oh, I know what you're gonna tell. Yeah. So we're sitting there, they supposed to move. Then we moved down to like the 5th row. That's when we moved again. We moved to the 4th row. Nobody moved us. We just kept upgrading and upgrading after getting kicked out. Nobody moved us the whole time. So Wells Fargo Center, if you're seeing this, you didn't hear this.
Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dude, I didn't even mean to do that. That's so sad.
I know.
That's so sad. But what were you going to say about the
So this is Minnesota Philly. Remember that
Mm, the Coots hat trick game.
Coots hat trick game? Me and my dad were I bought the student rush because I think that was the 1 o'clock game. That was like a 1 o'clock. There was a noon game.
On a Saturday.
It
Yeah.
was a Saturday game, and I bought the student rush thing because it was like, okay, $20 tickets. Who could say no?
Who could say no?
Who could say no? After the first period, after the first period was like, I was like, you know what? A lot of empty seats down there. So after intermission, after everyone's going to get their food and stuff, I was like, well, let's just go down. We go down right behind Nolan. Rest of the game,
Nobody moved yet.
nobody moved.
Were you close enough to throw your hat on the ice for the hat trick?
I don't think I had a hat on.
You bought one though.
I
Right?
bought one after it because it was on sale.
Yeah. So you actually end up gaining.
I actually gained that +1 hat.
+1 hat after a hat trick is probably
That's
not very common.
That's the best way to do it.
That is.
I definitely could have frisbeed it if I got a nice step in there. I could have just I could have made it.
Yeah, that's true, dude. I'm gonna be so upset the day he retires. I miss the old. I used to have when I was a kid, Lou Nolan. I used to have like his call for like every goal for a Flyers player like memorized, like engraved in my brain. Like goal scored by number 28, Giroux. And then the crowd goes, Giroux. Wayne Simmons, Voracek. Oh, I miss that, man.
I wonder, I don't know if it's anything related. Is Pico Power Play? Is it still Pico Power Play?
It better be.
Because I don't know how it changes with the new arena.
It better be.
I was gonna say it, right? It's gotta be.
I would assume so because it's changed a lot. It went from the Wachovia Center to the Wells Fargo Center.
And it's always been Pico?
Xfinity Mobile.
Right?
Yeah, it's always been the Pico
Okay.
Power Play.
They can't score on.
That's a whole different like advertisement.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They can't score on it, but we love it.
The Pico Power Play. No.
No, we don't want it.
We don't want
Give it to them. We'll take the kill. Take the kill.
Dude, we would do that at games. Like,
No.
we'd be like, no, decline it.
Decline it.
Pull the goalie, something.
Do anything.
Do anything. Take a knee.
Just at that point, just send 4 defensemen out there. Do whatever they want.
Well, at one point last year, when we loved at the end of the year after Torts got fired, we loved how, or at least I did, when they had a power play, they would throw 5 forwards out there.
They didn't give a fuck.
No, because the season was over. It's like, what do you have to lose? The power play is the worst in the league for the 5th year in a row or whatever it was. Try something new. If you give up a shorthanded goal, besides Sam Ersson, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care because the season's over.
It's already over.
Try something, and if it works, hey, it works, and it kind of did. The only time that it didn't work was we were up like 3 against. I think it was the game against Edmonton. We were up like 6-3 or 5-2 or something like that, and we had a power play with like 6 minutes left in the game. We threw 5 forwards out there, and we gave up a shorthanded goal. And,
That was right after the break, right? Right after the 4 Nations break.
Yeah, it was the
That-
first game after that. Yeah.
That series of games after that, I thought they were making the playoffs. They were killing everybody.
Dude, there was like that 3-game span where they looked like they
Pittsburgh.
were like a playoff
What was
team.
Pittsburgh, Edmonton? I think Toronto. Right? Because remember, they definitely beat Pittsburgh. Definitely beat Edmonton. Right? Those two are definitely.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it was a blue team.
I think
Because I think
might have been. No, we beat Tampa Bay in a shootout, but I think that might have been earlier.
that was later. That was a little late. I think that was after Torts got fired.
No, that was the game. That was the game you, Tyler, and I were watching here, and Michkov was benched.
Oh
And
no!
we-
Hold on. I think they beat Tampa in a shootout twice. Because remember, I was texting you. I said Stonewall Sam. Remember when?
Oh yeah.
That was another
I do
Tampa
remember
game.
that. I do remember that. That's right. So we beat them in a shootout twice last year.
Yeah,
We beat them in Tampa in a shootout.
we
I know that.
definitely beat a blue team twice in a shootout,
We
or
beat-
3 teams. Vancouver. That was
Vancouver.
game 1.
Yeah, after the first game, and I was like 82-0,
82-0.
Spoiler
And
alert, we didn't go 82-0.
spoiler alert, they lost the next game.
Spoiler alert, we probably lost our next 11, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We still love them.
It was fun.
Yes, it was. I mean, dude, 2 years ago is the team that I missed. Like, that was the team that, like, that was the year that you were, like, really getting back into hockey, and you couldn't have picked, out of the last 5-6 years.
That was probably the best team that could have done it.
That was the best season you could have gotten back in hockey because they were in the playoff race the whole year.
That was such a fun year to watch.
They fell apart at the end, but that was a team that was like
It was-
that year they were beating teams that they never beat. Boston, unfortunately, the Rangers. They struggle against certain teams. Tampa Bay, Edmonton, Florida, Toronto. The certain teams that they just never beat. They were beating that, and it was like, oh my gosh, like we're actually going to make the playoffs. Is this going to be like another? Well, let's not get our hopes up. Maybe it's another 2010 Cinderella run. We sneak into the playoffs, we get hot at the right time. They fall apart at the end.
It was. I think we've had this conversation before about. I think, like hindsight, it's a good thing they traded Sean Walker. If Sean Walker doesn't get traded, I think they make the playoffs. I think they just squeeze in.
We've said that.
So many. I think they would have made it
all the time. I feel like.
I think they would have made it. I really do.
Because you had Mark Stahl, aka a literal
The cone
sitting there doing nothing. I never understand. Nobody should ever be defending Mark Stahl for his time in Philadelphia. I do not care. I will sit here for 8 hours and tear apart Mark Stahl, who is literally. Can I say the T word on here?
The T word. Go for it. Let it fly.
He's a terrorist. He is.
He really was.
He was he not? He was with the. I'm telling you, it's the same thing with Tanner Scott on the Dodgers. He used to be a Padre. Mark Stahl used to be a Ranger. He was a Ranger. He was good for his career. Came to the Flyers. Looked like a grandma out there on skates.
I never thought I'd hear the T word come from you.
I did. And then he when he retires, he goes back to working for the Rangers. He did it on purpose. I'm so serious.
He's terrorizing our team.
Yes, he sabotaged the team. I'm so for real. I'll never forgive Mark Stahl for that. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to see the Mark Stahl terrorist edits.
Dare I say, worse as a Flyer than Keith Yandel. Worse than Keith Yandel as a Flyer. Dare I say it.
It's fair.
Keith Yandel, I think, was like the year before you started getting back into it.
They were the year before? He was just for 2 years?
Yeah,
2 years?
We were really... This was like 2022, 23. It was like the year before Mark Stahl, I think. And maybe 2 years before. It was like 2022, around there. He was going for the Ironman record. And for like the most consecutive games played. And the only reason he was playing every night was to try to break that. But he was playing horribly. He was the worst defenseman on the team by far. He was a complete liability. And that's the only reason he was playing. And at some point, we had to pull him and say, forget about your Ironman record. You're not playing well. You got to sit. And he ended up not getting it. And he was just... The only reason he had such a long leash was because of the record. But he was so bad. But I think Mark Stahl was even worse. Watching Mark Stahl play hockey made me so... play hockey, I should say. Made me so angry. I will never forgive Mark Stahl for that. Because even if Mark Stahl was like somewhat decent, I know he's a washed up older player, last year of his career, just trying to make a little bit of cash, maybe make the playoffs, whatever. Mentor the younger guys. You gotta be better. I mean, that was the worst season I've ever seen a hockey player.
It wasn't good.
It was bad. It was really bad. So, yeah. Now you know how much I hate Mark Stahl, but I mean, he was just atrocious. I could sit here for hours and talk about him, but I'll spare you Mark Stahl for the.
We'll carry that over to the next episode.
Yeah, we will. So, I mean, it's been a pleasure, Nick.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I'm really excited. The episodes would normally be a little longer than this. This is more of like an intro one, and kind of get you guys to know us. We're both diehard Flyer fans that are ready for some hockey. Hopefully, by next episode, we'll be gearing up for the season, and we can. I
should hopefully be back that weekend. Hopefully, so
Perfect.
We'll see.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, Nick. It's been a pleasure. Go Flyers,
Pleasure, of course.
And we will see you guys next week.
Back.